Hello, dear Bertrand Marie. Thank you so much accepting our invitation and being part of this. We would like to ask you what is really going on in our businesses due to the COVID-19. Please introduce yourself. You worked in Sinesi for a long time. You are really a good expert in automotive industry. Please tell us what Sinesi does, and please share with us your observations regarding the automotive industry, please.
Hello, Snesi is a partner of the automotive industry, so a company offering services in different fields, of which supplier development, quality support, training, and aftermarket. So we have a, let's say, a long history in the automotive, and so the recent events from the COVID-19 is really a shock for the industry. Yes. And we have been, let's say, nearly overnight having stopped all activities. Our customers, so either car makers or automotive suppliers, have closed their manufacturing sites all over the world, nearly, with plus or minus a few days. But if we speak from France, I would say in the night from the 16th to the 17th of March, all activities have been stopped.
Is it clear about the time frame to restarting the production for the car makers?
Some plants have already restarted. Renault already started 2 plants in France, but to a very low level. And PSA is expecting to restart beginning of May. Toyota in Valenciennes, north of France, started earlier this week to also a very low level with only 1 shift, with target to increase the production step by step to reach the level that they had before the closure.
What is your observations and your opinion regarding the supply chain structure? The supply chain of car makers are structured all over the world, and they are receiving materials from many countries.
Yeah, definitely. The supply chain became very complex in the past years, and the organization of the car makers became very structured and able to move components and even sub-assemblies, I would say, through the world. For Europe, there is a very important flow mainly from Asia, not to say China, and the fact that it has the closure has been so brutal made let's say the system collapsing from one day to another. So the car makers have been obliged to find and the suppliers have been obliged to find areas to store the parts that were in the pipeline. And now the big question is for the restart. I would think that they have enough parts because of this full pipeline, but then the question is how and when they can get enough parts to be back in full production, because also in Asia, all factories have been closed during 4 to 6 weeks. Yes. So no shipment during 6 weeks is a big issue.
Yes. The inventories were designed just on time. The idea was not to have any inventory, and now they have to make the supply chain work for that.
Yeah, just in time is possible, I would say, in Europe, when you have supplies from Europe or nearby countries. But from Asia, just in time is, let's say, a paper motto, because you need to have, all car makers are imposing to their suppliers to have a security plan in case of one shipment cannot happen and so on. So there are always a lot of stocks ready, some under responsibility of the car makers, some under responsibility of the suppliers.
Not only the car makers, but also car dealers are closed, because this is a crisis, this is an economic downturn where the supply and demand collapsed at the same time.
Yeah, and this is also a key item for the return to normal, or at least to a certain level of activity, is to have the dealer networks reopened, because just producing cars without being able to sell and deliver them to the end customers is nonsense. So the PSA is planning to reopen the network on the 4th of May. And this will allow first to deliver the cars that have been stored during the shutdown, because it was not possible to deliver them to the customer. And second, to deliver the car that will be produced after the restart. It's really very important, as those cars have been produced following an order from a customer. So car makers are very nervous to understand if the customers will keep on wanting to buy the car, or if possibly they could cancel their orders because priority have changed.
Yes.
Even some may have lost their job during the closure or whatever, but there is a lot of uncertainty around this, the behavior of customers.
The uncertainties in the market seems to be continuing for a while, and the behavior of customers are unknown for the moment, and the industry will look for the behavior of the buyers, the customers, and that will affect a lot the near future of the industry, automotive industry, right?
Yes, of course. As I mentioned earlier, there will be activity to deliver the customers that have already ordered. Some of them paid their cars. But then the question is, are customers going to be back into the showrooms and buying cars after this event? Will they have changed their priorities? So it's totally uncertain right now, and much too early to make a prognostic. So car makers are preparing different scenarios to be, let's say, ready for one or the other. But nobody is over-optimistic,
sure.
I would say.
The answer of that question will shape the whole industry in a way.
Yes.
We thank you so much for your time and for your kind interest for participating this initiative. Do you have a final comment that you would like to make before closure?
I would say automotive industry is a very challenging and exciting world. Hope it will continue, for sure, with different products, different customer habits, but a car is still a dream object.
Exactly. We thank you so much. Okay.